Thanks for joining me. I found an image. I kept saying it. It's a reference image that's used in a lot of how-to paintings or how-to crafts. So there it is right there. Everything from diamond pictures to beginner how-to paints. So I thought, oh, I'll give it a go. I was going to use it for one of the Halloween series that I had planned, but I didn't make it. So it's a little late on the spookies. So originally trying to keep faithful to the image, I was trying to do this curve, but it wasn't working. So I decided for these videos, for the most part, I'm going to do voiceovers after I do the editing, because while I'm painting, I am oblivious to anything. I just sink into the painting, and I forget to eat, I forget to drink, I don't even hear the dogs. I am just in and attuned. So, um, I've mentioned it before, but I know that quite a few people like when I do a commentary. I also notice the videos do better when I do commentary. So here I'll come in after the fact and give you guys some commentary, maybe explain my thought process here and there. But if I'm going to be honest, there is not much thought process that happens. I am just in the zone. But yeah, so I'm trying to keep to the curve that I saw in the original reference image. I'm going to decide towards the end here I didn't like it and that I'd rather just do straight layers, but I'll give it my best shot. I will sell my left toe for the ability to have smaller sponges. That crinkling sound you hear in the background, that is the robot buddy cleaning up behind me. He picks up the old paint bottles and gets rid of them for me. That's where you're hearing that crinkling. He does it for a small fee. Blend, blend, blend. I've been starting to cut out more and more of the blending because you guys seen me do it quite a bit. I love doing it, but I don't know how well that translates. So I should mention, I absolutely 100% do not consider myself an artist in the traditional sense. Like I clearly I am using reference images as influences, suggestions, inspiration. I'm not very good at like thinking of things on my own without a reference point or an inspiration. Sometimes it's cobbled together images, which happens a lot, or else I'll start off looking at the reference image and then I'll change it to how, whether it's a color palette that I appreciate or I am adapting because I messed up and I'm too lazy to start over, or I don't think it's necessary to start over. It just needs to be adapted to fit whatever mishap that I have done. And there's so many images that I see that I think I can reproduce, but the painting technique is completely different in the game, right? Because the brushes have completely different behavior. So, and I guess I don't know enough about painting to adjust and adapt. And I'm going to be disappointed by that top part because the top paint has already dried, so I can't smear it the way that I want to blend it in. So that's where you're going to see me completely change how it looks and just do the straight lines. Because it's no longer blending. So I'm kind of like, fine. I'm still trying at this point to keep those brown black edges that were in the original reference image, but then you're gonna probably see the exact second where I'm like, never mind. About right here. I'm like, other things to do. There is still some things I would like to see changed and added to the game. I have no idea what the developer has in store. It sounds like it's a small indie company. But I would like to see the charcoal, like there is charcoal kits, or a kit. I would like to see that expanded upon. It's actually kind of bad right now. You get the charcoal, but I know more how to do charcoal blending than I did about painting before this, and the charcoals work incorrectly, and the eraser that they give you is just too big for what you need, so it doesn't work out correctly. Maybe I'll do a reference image to kind of show you guys. The other things I would love to see them introduce is watercolor. I think watercolor would be a lot of fun. Alright, there was a big jump cut. There's some shenanigans. You didn't need to see it. It was just me failing on something. And then I fixed it. So I'm trying to do a tree, like the reference image. And I'm just starting off thin because I think, oh, a tiny little limb. But what's going to happen is it's going to get wider and wider because I keep jerking the mouse. And yeah. I did test out my drawing tablet with this. I didn't like it. I've saw on the discussion board of Steam where some people were having good luck with their tablets, but I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't working the way that I guess I thought it should. It wasn't very intuitive. It caused me to mess up quite a bit. The mouse would go, what would technically be your mouse would go janky. It just was a lot of work. So I went back to just doing the mouse and keyboard. And this is about where you see me start to, like, the poor branch, poor trunk of the tree keeps getting wider and wider because I'm trying to give it a craggly look, but I messed up. Right. And originally I was only going to put one tree, which is why you see me stretch this out so far. But I'm going to change my mind and add two just because I didn't do anything else to the image, so. And then this branch keeps getting bigger. So then I'm like, okay, well, I gotta make the trunk bigger to easily make that make sense. Seeing this after the fact when I'm not so focused on the image, it's kind of funny. Because I had no intention on it being this wide, but here we are. Like right there was a whoops. I could stop. That would. And now I'm staring at that branch. I'm like, is that branch too skinny compared to the trunk of the tree? And the only reason why the trunk of the tree is so big is because the branch was big. Oh, man. Okay, I'm going to do this little trunk on the bottom here. And I'm like, oh, I got this. I got this. This is great. The black mixed in with the orange, giving me brown, which was not my intention. Whether or not to leave the brown or paint over it, and I'm going to decide to paint over it because I'm going to, about this time, also make the decision to add another tree on the other side, like the similar to the other image, and that one I wanted to do brown, and so you're gonna see me change the color just because I just know that I want it to be darker. And I'm trying to turn these sharp little jumps of where the paintbrush jumped into more like bumps, make it look bumpy. Same problem, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger because I don't know when to stop. So then I'm like, all right, this branch is gonna go off. I couldn't figure out how to end the tip with it being such a wide start of the branch. And at this point I'm chanting to myself, thin branch, thin branch. And I'm gonna attempt to make these little leaves like the reference image. And the very first one I'm not going to be happy with, but I guess it was my test. It's too straight. I wanted it to be kind of, I don't know, a little rough. Like, I like the leaf, I just didn't like the branch that came out, the little offshoot. Yeah, see, I wanted it a little bit more rough.
And I don't like it, so I'm gonna paint over it and make it go away. So I've been taking to sketching roughly with this pen. It's part of the charcoal kit because you can lighten the pressure down of the pencil so that you can sketch and then easily cover it up. The one thing I would love as a mechanic to be added to the game as a tool is a type of eraser that will easily erase the pencil and not touch the painting. At the moment, we don't have that, and I would love that. So developer, I know you probably would never see my videos and don't even know who I am. That's okay. I'm a little person, but I would love that. Pretty please, with the cherry on top. Just a little gum eraser that will easily get rid of the pencil and not the... I'm looking at my poor owl and I'm like, I'm so sorry, owl, you're a little deformed, but that's okay. This is just my rough outline of it. I'm not a very good artist here. I just needed the rough outline so then I could actually do the paintbrush. If I did it with the paintbrush first without drawing the outline, there would be such a mess. I've discovered this, so. Even though I clearly go off the lines, I like the lines are just my reference. But if I didn't have the lines at all, then it'd be bad, I promise. Oh, I goofed right there. It's okay. Easy fix. Easy fix. We have our lovely owl getting the eyes in. It's not quite like the reference image. She's facing a little bit differently, but that's okay. I'm trying to make the eyes the same. So she looks a little angry. A little angry. Okay, so there's the reference image of what I was trying to base it off of, and that is what I have. So a little different. But yeah, it was fun to do. I'm going to do quite a few of these because I love this game so much. I will be back soon with more. Thank you for keeping me company.